Hey, what's going on everyone? Rob from Fixin' 5 here. I got another fun project for you. Follow along. We're going to be replacing this tile shower, ripping out the old tile, ripping out the old tub, taking out the plumbing, and we're going to be installing a new shower pan on the floor, and then as well as put a new tile up. And then eventually we're going to do a quick paint job on the walls and do a little quick update to this. So follow along. Let's see what we can do. As you can see, we got the walls down, a little dusty in here. Didn't find too many issues. It's a 1960 house, so we found some wire mesh and plaster. Now we're just ripping up the tub. Hopefully it will come out somewhat smooth. Here's where we stand right now. Yesterday, the plumber was able to come in here, set the actual shower pan, go ahead and run the pipes that he needed to do. This morning, I went ahead and did a pressure test on the shower pan just to make sure there was no leaks. So about for an hour and a half, let water sit in there. I marked the edge with a little pencil so that way I know if the water was decreasing, and it wasn't. So everything's solid, which is good. Now we're in the stage that I have to go ahead and shim out all these walls so that way I can secure the shower pan. Everything is shimmed up now that's on the framework, so that way the walls are even, Durock goes on, not going to have any issues with the tile. At this time what we're going to do is I'm going to go and take a 1/8 drill bit, and we're going to drill right in front of each stud, so that way I can go ahead and put a screw in there and secure the shower pan to the walls, so that way it's not going to squeak or move. Alright, so now that we have the shower pan actually secured to the walls, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and vacuum out the shower pan itself. Then we're going to tape up all the way around it to protect it. I'm going to put a drop cloth down in, and then we're going to plywood over the top of it just so that way we have a flat base and I'm not going to ruin the shower pan, and it's going to protect it while I'm doing the tile. Time right now where we just have to go over and fill in all the cracks with some mortar, put some fiberglass tape in between it, and then we can seal it all up, let that dry. Once that's done, then we can go ahead and waterproof it. that time that I gotta go ahead and use some Red Guard. So what I did this morning, I came in and I took a trowel and we put mortar over all the cracks yesterday and filled it in with the cement tape. So this morning I cleaned up all the cracks, cleaned up around the window, cleaned up around the shower pan, took off the old tape that had some splashback from the mortar mix down on it, and I installed new, just painter's tape, so that way I have a clean edge when I go ahead and put the Red Guard down along the shower pan, and then of course painter's tape around the window, so we can get a really solid waterproof seal on this shower. All right, everything behind me you see is pink. As it dries, it's gonna turn red, and that's why they call it Red Guard. Red Guard is basically waterproofing your cement board before you put tile on. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll be able to start installing tile today, which is super exciting. All right, we're at the next stage right now. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and line up my tile that's gonna go on the wall, out on the floor, kind of measure it out to see where everything lies. In which case, on this shower, I'm gonna leave a 8.5 tile piece on the bottom, a 2x4. You could use a 1x4, you could use a 1x3, but you wanna use a piece of wood and leave that bottom tile out. So you're gonna go on that mark, you're gonna go ahead and put your level, make sure that's level, go all the way around, and then you're gonna tile up from that point. This will allow everything to be completely level, and you're not gonna be scratching your head about why one line might be off or not. Alright, tile is going on right now, which is awesome. So first row's done. You got to see the beginning portion of it. I was able to level everything else out. Minor cuts on the right and left side, and right now we have the second row going. When you do it, trowel, make sure all your lines are going the same way, so that way you can get the best coverage possible. This setup, I'm going to be using spin doctors for the spacers. You do push them on though, you just want to make sure they're flush against the tile. Don't let mortar get in there. You want them to be all even, going up and up. And then I already marked my line on where the second row needs to begin. So as you can see, it goes all the way up to the ceiling. One row is gonna be right side line, second row is gonna be the left side line. And if I could just follow that pattern all the way up, it's gonna be smooth sailing. Every tile that I am putting on, I am gonna back butter. That way it gives the maximum amount of coverage to the wall. Fairly simple, just take it. Just make sure there's an even coat. And then just take all the excess off, put it back in your bucket. Right now, my second row, first tile, is going to go onto this line right here. Move it back and forth to get that suction. And then make sure you're on that line. Press it down. Grab your spin doctors. You're in place. Everything looks good. Just screw it on. Don't over tighten them. Just enough that makes the top and bottom are flush. You should be able to take one of these and run it. Oh, yeah, it catches, so we're gonna have to move this one out. And now it doesn't catch. And that doesn't catch there either. It's a lot easier when you have a little bit more tile on, but I'm just giving you a rundown. And then I always just like to make it a habit. Clean your edges. Allow no mortar to pop up between the joints when you are pressing it down. Also, before I like to mud or back butter a tile, I make sure all four corners are good, no chips, no nothing, nothing's wrong with this tile. As you can see with this design right here, they're all random, nothing matches, just throw it up on the wall. It's kind of and when I over buttered, see that there? Make sure you scrape that loose,
cleaner you are putting tile up, the happier you're gonna be the next day when you gotta grout. So again, always make sure those lines are clean. Your pants are gonna get dirty, but your lines are clean. One other tip, try not to make your thin set too watery. You're gonna want them to have a little bit of firmness, not too firm because you don't want it to dry really quick, but enough so that way your tiles aren't sliding everywhere and it's harder to work with because they keep slipping out of place or it's just oozing everywhere. See how that just slides smooth? That's what we want. We want all of it. All I have to do is go ahead and scrape my grout lines of any extra mortar mix that ended up coming through when I tied down the spacer spin doctors. So that's what I'm going to do right now is just go through and then clean everything up and then grout today. So that's going to be fun. Let's get to it. Have it. It is complete. The job is done. Tile is in. Room is painted. Bathroom is finished. So sliding doors installed. We had a grab bar over here. Also cleaned up the window on the back. And a hose, magnetic one for her. Till next time, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe. Until then, stay handy, my friends.